But what about the end of Evangelion?
Well, what I was going to ask is that's definitely considered one of the sacred pieces of anime, especially with their emotional ending. It's the only animated one that's anime of the year. 3 years in a row, Anime Grand Prix.
Yeah, and I don't agree with all that.
It
But
actually
anyway.
won the Academy Award for Best Picture of the movie.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think Evangelion's all that.
I don't either, but question, which, I know you played in Razafon, so that might make you more edgy.
I think Ayato, you know what many people have come up to me and said about Razafon? They're like, oh, you were in the good Evangelion.
Yeah. Evangelion was much darker if you ask me by the end, considering everyone died, he strangles Asuka to death.
There's some people...
Spoiler! No, I look, if you haven't seen Evangelion by now, you're probably not going to.
It's old. I mean,
yeah, it is. I'll be honest with you. I think it's bad to sort of deify any artistic property. I think, you know, like when people say, oh, you can't make fun of them because they're this band, or you can't make fun of this movie because it's Brokeback Mountain, or you can't make fun of Heath Ledger because he died while he was making the movie. You know, I mean, it's life, you know, and it's entertainment. So I don't think anything is so sacred that it can't be messed with. But yeah, I do think you should show a certain amount of artistic respect for things, especially if something was really done well and a lot of attention was paid to it. Like, it would bother me if there was a Bebop film with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's oh my God.
I don't even go there.
Now, however, if there could be like a Narama Daikon brother, no, if there could be an Excel Saga with like,
You were an Excel Saga?
I was, but I'm just saying, if there could be a Nabashin anime made into a live-action film with like Samuel L. Jackson as Nabashin, like, that'd be awesome. I would love that. Yes, Tyler Simpson, who I'm doing a panel with at 7 o'clock.
Speaking of that panel, what
Yes.
can you tell the people about it?
Yeah, I can. That's good. For those of you who will not be attending the I just did a bore. I think not. Your tooth is black. Not.
Oh, we regret 2 years. No.
Yeah, let's not do that. So for those of you who will not be attending the masquerade, and who here has ever had a really serious interest in voice acting? Oh, and with a noise. Wow. Okay, well, there's this panel that actually this one suggested to me. And it was like, he's like, I want to do a panel about acting, but I want to tie it into voice acting somehow. And I'm like, listen, this is what you need to do. Because very often, voice actors will come to conventions, and they will do this thing that they usually, and I'm not, some of my good friends do this. Kyle Hebert does this panel. And he calls it Dubbing 101, and he gets you up there in front of the screen with his Pro Tools rig, and you dub scenes into lip flaps. Okay, that's great, but like, so many people that tell me they want to be voice actors, they haven't.
Probably my mom.
Tell her, hey. Tell her she's just being mine. So, but the thing that's missing with these panels is there's no real discussion of acting or acting technique, and I wanted to see if this is what Tyler meant, if we could approach it from the other direction. If, like, instead of focusing on matching lip flaps and mic technique, which is all stuff that can be learned on the job, what can't be learned on the job is how to lift text off of paper, is how to create a three-dimensional character with your voice, is how to read text properly, and basic acting, very basic acting technique. And so I can't believe they gave us a 3-hour slot, but they gave us a 3-hour slot, and we're both going to talk about why we wanted to do it and how, and do it. We wanted to do it. It's already there. And we're going to both talk about like what we think what our main ideas are about acting technique and how you can readily apply that to voiceover acting. Because most voiceover actors are stage actors first. And they have an easy time because the stage is sort of like the basis. Like you hear dancers sometimes say that ballet is the basis for all dance. Well, theater is sort of the basis for all acting. Like if you've got a lot of theater acting on your resume, a voiceover director or an on-camera director is going to take you much more seriously than if you just go in there and say, I have a really good voice. Well, yeah, that's cool, but can you do anything with it other than talk pretty? Because like talking pretty is the last thing you want to worry about. I mean, that's the end stuff. So we've compiled. How many do we have?
We have
like 10 monologues.
10 monologues. 10 monologues for girls. 10 monologues for guys.
So we have monologues for males and females, and they're comedic and dramatic. And whoever wants to, we're gonna like pass them out, and they're gonna have like 5 minutes to look them over as if they were doing a cold read at like a voiceover audition. And they're going to get up and do the monologue. You don't have to memorize it, obviously, because you don't have to memorize when you're in the booth. But like, it's to hear how you interpret text off of paper. And then once they've done that, we're going to give critiques, and I don't mean like Simon Cowell bullshit. I mean like helpful, like, okay, now that you've done it one time, we're going to give everyone a second go around, but we want you to apply these notes that we give you, like notes that have to do with the real meat of what acting is about, and what really helps you lift the character realistically off of a piece of paper and put it onto a screen and make it sound realistic. And then we're going to give people like tips and critiques, and then have them do it again, and then just discuss from 3 hours, my God. So then we're going to open it up to questions, and anyone who has a question about, if they're still lost about acting technique or what this or that term really means, then we'll go through that. So it's going to be really cool. Yes?
When and where is this?
It's at
Panel room 2 at 7.
7 o'clock, panel room 2. So I know a lot of you are here for It's All About the Masquerade, and that's cool, but if you're not there and you're really, really interested in acting, come check that out. Yes?
How is your book coming, and are you getting back together with PLID?
The book is done. Now I just have to go through and do a final. I just recently finished like my first full fiction manuscript, and like I'm really excited about it, but I have to go back and do some cleaning up, and then I'm gonna I don't know, I haven't decided whether I want to self-publish or try and get it looked at by agents, because self-publishing is so cool. Like but I would also love for it to get picked up by the right publishing house, the right publisher, because there's a lot of meat to the story. I think it's very I don't know. I think it's got a good thrust to it. I said thrust. I said what?
And thrust.
Oh, damn. Yes. Anyway, so am I going to get back with PLID? They've invited me to do more writing with them, but I don't want to do that. The only thing I would ever do with them again is perform live. I don't want to write with them. I don't want to. You have to understand, when I was with the band, I was the manager, I was the marketing guy, I was the publicist. I booked all our gigs for us. I wrote half the lyrics. I sang half the songs, and there was just a big shitstorm. And so if I ever got back with them again, it would just be to perform live, because I miss gigging, like touring. In fact, you know what's funny about Freeze Pop being here is we were supposed to do a tour with them. Kind of like right before I left the band, they were discussing doing like an East Coast tour with us, which would have been interesting. My answer has fizzled. Okay, next person.